Hey everyone, it's VM Campos, Magic Fan. How's everyone doing? I see people in the chat. Welcome! I was setting all my settings, and I already started to play a little bit. I made a misplay right here. But I am playing a little bit of from these cards, Throne of Eldraine and such. How's everyone doing? Yeah, this was a misplay. I needed to drop my swamp, then I could have killed that mystic. This is what I wanted right here. How's everyone doing? What was your day like today? Good, I hope. I'm gonna send my evil Death Touch Knight at my opponent. And their bird will get eaten. So I'm playing with this black and white Knights deck. And in a moment we'll play for real. I'm gonna play some Sealed, but right now I was just sort of checking my settings. Your day was good so far? Good, good. I went to a party earlier. I just got back from a party. And I feel like I should probably go to bed now. But I want to make sure that I see everyone in chat. So here I am back in chat. And I'll play a little bit in a moment. I guess I'll play this. And I've got my whole squad, my whole Knight squad out. They will obviously chump block that, and I'll get a free card out of it. There we go. That's a free card, and I don't want that card, so we'll see how it goes. You have a feeling Mark might be lurking. No, he usually gets here a little bit later. When he shows up, he always says hello, so I'm sure he'll appear any moment. Let's see, so we've got 2 people, I suppose, on the YouTube chat, and then over on Twitch we don't have anyone just yet, but we will see more people coming by any moment. It's funny because I tried streaming at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. and it didn't really seem like the 11 a.m. was getting very much traffic. I don't think there's a lot of people that were really coming to the 11 a.m. time slot. And that's fine. I switched over to the 11 p.m. Ooh, Meteor Golem. Well, I still get a free card of that. And that's that. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's play this knight. That will get me another knight. And nothing amazing there. So I guess I'll get this knight so that I can draw another card. That gets me that. Okay, I guess I can play this that deals damage based on my knights, and then I'll do some blocking. Now, my opponent was more about their Murmuring Mystic, and again, I misplayed. I should have played my Swamp right away. Instead, I played my tap land, and my Murderous Rider would have killed their Mystic, but that was a slight misplay, but we'll see how it goes. I already won 1 game. And I'm battling Pradu. There's a Sphinx's Insight. Draw 2 cards plus gain life. Fine. They've got a big old 3/3 Golem. If they attack me, I'll let it through, I guess. And then I can attack for 5 damage. So how's everyone in the chat while that's going on? We're going to do a Crack-a-Pack a little bit later. Of course, at 2020. No, I don't have Throne of Eldraine cards yet to show in the stream. That'll be next time. So I'm going to get that captured. That's fine. Castle Lochtwain is kind of cool. That'll let me draw a card. And I get another land. Hilarious. Okay, well, let's drop this Death Touch Knight. And then we'll drop this other knight with lifelink. So just building up my squad. Hey everyone in the chat, we got a lot of people coming to hang out. Thank you for coming to hang out. How is everyone doing? If you haven't done so yet, oh yeah, here's Mark right there, welcome. So hi everyone in the chat, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 viewers. Subscribers. Once it gets to 1,000 subscribers, I can make a little bit of money off of YouTube. That would really help me. So everyone in the chat, if you haven't told friends or family to come and hang out, to come and subscribe, that would be really nice if you do. Okay, let's draw another card right here. What will that get us? Nothing amazing. Let's draw another one. I guess I don't have enough to pay, but we can do this. They will lose life based on that, and summon another one. So again, building up this amazing Knight squad. Although they have a huge amount of cards in hand, I'm kind of worried about that. They have 7 whole cards in hand? Not cool. Back in a second, just going to round up some viewers. Thank you so much. That's totes appreciated. So they have 8 mana, and they have 7 cards in hand. I'm worried about that. There's a time wipe. Okay, that's what happens with that. Fine. At least this stuff will happen over here. So they must feel so cool that they were able to wipe everything and they got back their creatures. Let's see what I get on my side. So the algorithm is acting really wacky. Yeah, so now I'm getting a bunch of lands. That's cool. Let's kill this right away. Then we'll drop another land. I guess. Can bring that in there. I'm getting kind of close to low energy here, but that's okay. This is the second round. I can play the third round, and we'll see how that goes. So has anyone played with any of the new cards yet? The Throne of Eldraine cards. My deck right now is a Black and White Knights deck. Welcome back right there. So I'm playing a Black and White Knights deck that can be pretty aggro, pretty fun when things work out. For whatever reason, things were very slow this round. Very slow. My opponent was able to kind of stall me for a while. Another Meteor Golem. You know a game is slow when a person is able to summon 2 Meteor Golems in one game, you know? And now I'm just tapping out on lands. Beautiful. So whatever, let's go for that. Whatever, let's go for that. So let's go to the third round, and maybe things might not be so slow. So I think we'll put a Conclave Tribunal in there. Get out the 1-drops. Missed the pre-release. The guy at the shop forgot to order extra pack. Ooh. Well, I guess that's good and bad, right? In terms of that pre-releases were so popular that everything sold out. I guess that shows that Magic is in a good position, perhaps. I get to go first here. Okay, so as long as I get 1 more black mana, I'm good. And that's not a black mana, but that's okay. As long as I get a black mana next turn, or any mana, then I can start making this Worthy Knight do its thing. And that's not land. Okay, well, fail. Epic fail. This is going to be an unsummon, or that 1 Merfolk. Oh, okay, it's a Summary Judgment. Fine. If I don't get my 3rd land, I'm going to end it, because, like, again, you can't play Magic without lands when you're dealing with a control player. Okay, that's a land. Will this get countered? Let's do it on their turn, then. What did you miss so far? Not too much. Just playing a quick game here to get the juices flowing. It's one of these, not the ladder, but the regular standard play, whatever they call it now, because they always change these things. The names of these things, right? So I'll bring out my 3/1. And I don't have enough for that, so let's bring this out. Let's see if this gets me any cool card draws. You have nothing in hand, no mana. So I've been live for 12 minutes, planning on picking up a box of this set and the one me and you went to the pre-release for down the road. So War of the Spark, there's the Murmuring Mystic. That's exactly where I misplayed last time. But if I get my black mana, that's not black mana. Okay, well, this is not going to work because they have their Mystic, which is their win condition. I'm missing 1 black mana. I missed 2 land drops. If I had my second land drop, I would have been able to Murderous Rider this to kill that. But this, I can predict already, I'm not going to win this game because they have their win condition. They're going to be able to play all of their... And see, my mana wasn't even coming anyway. So let's not get too excited here, fam. They're going to cast some sort of instant or sorcery and make a bird. See, there it is. Make a bird. They're going to be able to cast another one, make a second bird. They're just going to get all of these birds into play. There we go. Another bird. Again, if I don't get my next black mana, I have to concede because they're just too ahead on lands. They have their win condition out in play. It's like, it's not worth it. Why beat yourself up? Especially for a game that's not even worth it. It wasn't even the ladder. Anyway, I was just waiting for people to come and hang out so that we can do a couple of things, such as what if we switch over to the card cam? Oh, what is this right here? Does anyone recognize what this is? War of the Spark was the stat up of this new block. Was War of the Spark was the stat up of this new block. I don't know what that means. Did you mistype something a little bit, perhaps? But anyway, here is some amazing art, totally imported from New Zealand. Straight from New Zealand. Hey, that guy looks familiar right there. It's VM Campos himself with the power, with the heart of the cards. So thank you so much there. From Mark, he drew that, and here it is as part of, I'm going to put it as an actual part of one of these, like maybe during the BRB screen. I think I'll change it over to to that screen. That might be fun. So was War of the Spark the start of this new block? Nope, not at all, because War of the Spark is called War of the Spark. This new Throne of Eldraine is a brand new block, Throne of Eldraine. So Throne of Eldraine block started with Throne of Eldraine. And in addition to, we'll do that in a little bit, we're also going to crack a pack, so we'll get to that eventually. You tried your best to make it look like you. I think you succeeded, because if we look at it this way, switching over, hey, what happened to my amazing cam? Oh, I see, I never even plugged it in. Okay, sorry about that. So the amazing cam is never going to work unless I shut everything down, and I'm not going to do that. So let me just try one quick thing. I doubt the amazing cam will want to behave, but let me just try one quick thing. We'll go over to this and switch to this. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, actually the amazing cam will decide to work. Perfect. Anyway, let's look at it side by side. Yep, so clearly a perfect likeness. Thank you so much for that. Totally appreciated. Alright, let's get back to the game. I was saying a little bit earlier, I came from a party a little while ago, and I do feel that I might need to call it a night a little bit earlier than usual, just because it was a nice party. But I didn't want to disappoint people in the chat, so let's stream some Sealed Eldraine. So here's the brand new cards right here. We can see more strategy on how this set works. So let's see how that goes. We'll open that. Let's see what our rares are. Fervent Champion, which is actually the one of the recent Magic champions. He won a recent Magic championship, and they drew him onto this card. So they used to do that in Magic, that the top champ they would make a card out of them and put their face on the card, like Snapcaster Mage. They stopped that for a long time, and then the recent winner, now he's immortalized in a card right there. If you see right there, actually the flavor text, 2018 World Champion Javier Dominguez. So he's right there in the card. He's a magic card now for all eternity. How good is this card? It's a 1-drop red 1/1 first strike haste. Whenever champion attacks, another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0. Equip abilities cost 3 less. Okay. Yeah, Dark Confidant was another one, and Snapcaster Mage was another one that they made cards based on the winners. Okay, so that card seems okay. It decreases equipments, and it makes your knights stronger and first strike plus haste. So maybe we go over to this, the Cauldron of Eternity. This costs 10 black. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each creature. Whenever a creature... Okay, I read about this. This is kind of tricky. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it into the bottom of your library. Or 2 in black, tap, pay 2 life, return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can only do it once, so it's kind of too complex. Outlaw's Merriment. At the beginning of your... Actually, let me check what is that right there. Human Warrior, and then the animation is changing for that. That's cool, look at that. There's so many of these. Human Cleric, Human Rogue, what is this? Human Cleric, Human Rogue, Human Warrior. Oh, okay, I see why. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose one at random. Create a red and white creature token with these characteristics. So that's kind of cool. This 4 casting card enchantment will automatically either create you a Rogue, a Cleric, or a Warrior. It's kind of cool. So I kind of like red and white so far. We go to white, Giant Killer. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Nice. Or tap a target creature. That's cool. So from these polls, I already have 3 red and white cards I might think about making a deck out of. Oathsworn Knight is the one that's a 4/4. When it gets damaged, it loses 1 counter. And it keeps attacking until it's 1. This would go in a Boros deck. Yeah, I think so. And then the Blacklands Paragon, that's kind of cool. 3/1 flash, and it gives some other knight life link and death touch. From these pulls in the rares, I'm liking Boros, so let's keep that in mind. Boros might be a deck to build. Let's look at the other cards in this pull. First of all, I'm going to change my card sleeve, and I got a brand new card sleeve. Check it out. Fibblethip. This is like the tough Fibblethip, not the cute one. But if you listen very carefully, do you hear that? Do you hear that squishy sound of his eyeball opening? Pretty nasty. But anyway, let's put Fibblethip as our sleeves. You have to come up with a master drawing of 11x14 for a reference photo to bring this week for when we work on your midterm. Okay, here we go. Here's how you're going to come up with your master drawing right here. Screenshot that and you can draw that free of charge in your class. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? What are our lands that we were able to pull in this pull? Now, how do I look at the regular lands that I pulled? I guess we'll go over here. Prophet of the Peak. That was a cool sleeve, yes. Fireborn Knight will work in Boros, double strike. I'm really thinking I'll probably go with Boros, because I can even get the Loch Dragon that is hybrid Izzet mana, so either red, 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 or blue, blue, whatever. Okay, yeah, let's go with Boros. I think that's going to work. So, Giant Killer. Let me just put kind of basically all of the have something you could use, Stevie. Let's put in these various Boros cards. Exile target artifact or enchantment. I don't know about main decking that. We'll come back to that. Red cap melee, like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Deals 4 damage to target creature. If it's a non-red, it deals damage this way. You sacrifice a land. Wow. So it deals damage to something, but if it does do the damage, you sacrifice your own land. Epic. Weasel red cap. That's a cool little guy. Blood Haze Wolverine. Whenever you draw your second card, it gets +1 until end of turn. Rimrock Knight. Something gets +2/+0. Cannot block. Scorching Dragonfile deals 3 damage to a creature or Planeswalker. Exile it. 7 Dwarf. I only got 1 7 Dwarf. This is that card that you can get up to 7 different ones of them into your deck. Thrill of Possibility is epic, but doesn't work. Blow Your House Down. Like, some of these cards are so funny and so epic. Epically named. Up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn. Destroy any of them that are walls. Alright, so you do some combat trips. A Dwarf Warrior deck sounds like a plan. I think so. Merchant of the Veil. You may discard a card or discard a card. Even a 2/3 might be useful. Embereth Paladin. Haste Adamant. It can become a 5/2. Mad Ratter. Whenever you draw your second card, make some rats. Searing Barrage deals 5 damage to a creature. Sirikara the Bold. She's a 3/3. Whenever Sirikara or an instant or sorcery deals damage, exile the top card of your card. You may play it. Deals 1 damage. Maybe. Then Arcanist's Owl. It's more concerned with artifact, so maybe not. But this dragon, yep. This knight, yep. This merriment, yep. And lastly, the ranger. Oh yeah, the ranger was kind of amazing. So there we go. 36 cards in total. Let's see what artifacts we have. Gargoyle, nah. Cauldron, nah. Drawbridge gives something haste, maybe. The dummy, nah. And the prophet. That's 38 cards. Did we get any special lands? Where are the lands that we got in this set? Okay, we got a Witch's Cottage or a Gingerbread Cabin, which are none of my colors. Fine. 38 cards in total. Red, white artifact. Well, those lands are a lot of the lands from the different sets and stuff. You're highly planning on starting streaming career on Twitch next month. For sure, you try not to do daily where you do Inktober. Well, that'll be cool if you do some drawings on your streams. That'll be cool. Okay, so 38 cards. I guess... I'll put True Love's Kiss, and I guess Righteousness only works for blocking. Flutter Fox. Yeah, that might become a flyer. Okay, so let's give it a shot with this. We're going with Boros. Let's see how that goes. So it's a mixture of like some knights. There's a couple of dragons in there. Let's see how that goes. And I'm battling Barracuda. This might be interesting. So I get 2 lands And that's not enough for anything meaningful to happen. Oh man, and I have so many good things here. Horrible. We have the mulligan, and that is, I guess, a little bit more playable. I love that Oakhame Ranger, but I'm never going to be able to summon it with such a terrible draw, especially having to mulligan, so let's do that. Yep, that was an interesting hand with some cool stuff, but can't deal with this. Is a Witching Well. Yep, there we go, Witching Well. As for myself, I don't have a turn 1 play. And then I have to wait 1,000 years for them to scry. And one top, one bottom. Okay, so I do have I do have a turn 1 play. There's my fervent champion, Javier Dominguez himself, with haste to attack. There we go. What does he do again? Other things get +1. Okay, they don't have a turn 2 play. Nice. So I can now bring my 7 dwarf. Now, I was listening to a podcast where they were saying that these dwarves, very weirdly, it simply says dwarf. It doesn't say any other job title, whereas this one is a human knight. And for example, theirs is fairy. Each creature you control that has an adventure. Okay, that's kind of really good. So we have to torch that, because I'm sure they have plenty of adventure cards that will come and get me. We'll say nay to thee. You are exiled from the land of Eldraine. That's a big ol' 1/5. Fine. Missing a land drop. I guess we'll lock it down. If we had only gotten our 4th land drop, I could do the Mad Ratter, which makes some rats. They have a Merfolk. It's a 3/2 that can grow legs and attack. Okay, there we go. 4th land. Let's bring out this Ratter. But it's basically just a 1/2. I guess here I'm fine if they trade with their Merfolk. They have 3 lands, so they could crack their Witching Well. No, it needs 4. Okay, so they will block with the Mermaid. That's fine. I didn't want a 3/2 attacker anyway. What do we do next? True Love's Kiss can destroy their Witching Well. If I try to destroy it, it may they may crack it to draw a card. So I need to do it at the moment that... Oh snap, look at that. Did you all see that right there? A huge... if I can't have nice things, you can't have nice things. Anyway, did you see that huge hand that destroyed everything? That was 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, there's their 7th hand right there. Now they have a 7/7. Like, what is this? They have 7 lands, and I'm barely able to get to my 5th one. What a world. Okay, so... I guess... all I can do is bring in a 5/2 with haste. That's a 7/7 vigilance. What I need to do is blow your house down onto it, so I can get in some damage. Well, I don't think I have a lot of power cards to really deal with my opponent, so they'll probably attack with their 7/7, and I won't be able to block that. Okay, I guess I'll take out their 4/5. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it here. They've built up too much of a board presence, so let's move on to the next game. Because I might be able to team up to take out... I might have been able to pump up enough mana, perhaps, to maybe take out that 7/7, but they got a 7/7, and that's hard to deal with in my colors. So let's go on to the next match and see what happens here. I'll do a crack-a-pack in a moment. Got a pack of Core Set 2020. I'm still trying to complete that set. For some reason, it's taking a while to matchmake, so I don't know what that's about. Are not very many people playing at the moment? Has anyone been playing and it takes a long time for the matchmaking? Usually it's pretty fast, so I'm very surprised right here. I just guess a lot of people are not playing Sealed. I don't think people like Sealed as much as a regular draft. Okay, there we go. So I'm dealing with Johnny. Very, very creative name. Send me a list of your M20. Okay, so 2 mana for that. Okay, this is acceptable. I guess the drawbridge will be a good enough blocker. I have Trapped in the Tower, I have the Merchant. So that unhinged land, full art land, looks cool. Or I can bring out the dwarf. I guess it doesn't really matter the order here. Bring out the dwarf. Is it for cards or arena? It's a regular physical cards right here. Okay, so that's a Youthful Knight first strike. Fine. Let's do some attacking and bring out a 2/1 first strike. And lots of N20 extras. I'm at a point where I basically have all of the commons and uncommons, so it's just rares, you know? So most likely you probably don't have from your extras, you probably, from most drafts, you know, there's a lot of commons and possibly uncommons that you have, so thanks for the offer. Let's see what's going on with Johnny here. They have 4 mana. I missed a land drop again, so this comes to whatever, Death Touch. Fine. Let's do this where I get rid of that Ratter, and that would have been a land. Okay, terrible. That has an adventure. Something gets +2/+0 as an instant. Okay, let's see if they fall for it here. I guess whichever one of these they want to do will be fine, because then I can do this Rimrock Knight. Yeah, that'll be fine there. Because I take out their Death Touch creature. Fine, we'll do it the hard way. Alright, so that wheel is a mana rock or tapping. Let's get rid of that. I'm gonna tap my creature, but then I get a card out of it. And then I lose a turn. Okay, so I should be able to bring out Serkara next turn, and then I'll be able to give her some haste. Just wondering, is Magic 20 set available to play in this block? Yes. So it starts from, in this order, Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, just a moment, I think this might be game. There we go. So it goes Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, War of the Spark, Core Set 2020, and Throne of Eldraine. Those are the sets that are currently playable in Standard on Arena. Ooh, got a lot of rewards here. Rumbling Ruin. Archon of Absolution, amazing art. Two Archons, that's interesting. How could two of these hang out at the same time? Okay, let's switch over to the card cam, and let's open this booster as I watch myself open the booster. So let me switch over here just a little bit. Actually, let me turn on this other light. Hold on. Let me put in a little bit more light onto the situation, and we will open a real-life Core Set 2020. Oh, and then also you get to see where I burned myself right there. I was making steaks earlier, and I was using my cast iron skillet, and then I touched the 500-degree metal, even though I had my towel to hold it. And yeah, right now I've got a freaking blister right there where I got like 10th degree burns on my finger right there, and it's probably now full of like juices, I guess. And that happened this morning, so 12 hours later, this is what I've got going on here. How close can we get it to gross you out? There we go. Watch, hold on, let me pop it. Hold on, let me pop it. Yep, I should get gloves or something better. I don't know, my finger slipped, and then, like, I swear it touched it for half a second, and that still burned me. But anyway, let's open up Core Set 2020. Hopefully I get a cool Planeswalker. So just like on Dragon Ball Z, send me your chi so I can defeat Frieza. Let's focus this, actually. Hold on. This focus. This focus is always a little weird, so let me lock it down. Just one moment. Right there. Okay, so that's locked. Okay, here we go. Zephyr Charge. Turn all your things into flyers. Epicure of Blood. Pretty cool in a life gain deck. Aerial Assault. Amazing to kill your opponent's tapped creature. And you gain some life if you've also got flyers. Then we go to Healer of the Glade. Cool card if you're doing Elementals deck. Shock, good old shock as usual, 2 damage to anything. Moat Piranhas, these cool fish that can defend. Flavor text, come on, it's not even that deep, said Gorin the Brazen. Last words, I'm sure. Griffin Protector, it's a 2/3 flying and it gets stronger, +1s. Gift of Paradise, gives you some mana ramp plus life. Then we've got the Keldon Raider. 4/3. When it enters, you may discard a card. So this is the Impulse Draw, as they call it. Boreal Elemental. It's a big old 3/4, and it costs 2 mana for your opponents to target it. We go into the uncommons, Rule of Law. This one's pretty wacky. Each player cannot cast more than 1 spell each turn. Now, one thing that always bothered me about the wording, why don't they just say cannot? I think for a lot of people, like when you're talking to your opponent and then you're telling them what your card does, and you say each player can't cast spells. Now, a lot of people pronounce can't very quickly, and it makes it sound like can. And you always have to ask them again. Do you ever notice that when someone says, I can't do that? Perhaps a lot of people respond, what did you say, can, can't? I think if they had spelled it out as cannot, I think that would have averted that. Air Elemental, classic Air Elemental. Fry, there's the Kentucky Fried Chicken spell. And then the rare is Starfield Mystic, horrible. Enchantment spells you cost 1 less. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into a graveyard, whatever. This is pretty terrible. And then a land and a zombie. So the zombie looks cool. This is a pretty terrible pack. There's nothing here that completes my collection or even makes any cool decks. So at least, you know, opening up the packs with everyone in there, everyone on the chat is cool, but the only kind of cool card is Fry, just for the just for the art and the flavor text. I'm afraid your dinner got a little overcooked. Marlin Farthwald, Innkeeper. Alright, let's get back to the game after that crack-a-pack. Pretty underwhelming. And let me just put this back there, and let's continue our winning streak. 1 win so far. Well, I've got an Air Elemental, can't beat the classics. Yeah, that's a pretty classic card. I've got an original Air Elemental over there in my card collection, I'm sure. Magic Pipe is my opponent, and they got the Fibbled Thip avatar. Okay, so Giant Killer. So I can bring out Giant Killer turn 1 to be able to do some tapping. I have a Trapped in the Tower for turn 2. Once I get my red mana, I'll do just fine. Let's see, my opponent is playing black. What can they do with 1? Okay, they're gonna have a Death Touch. Fine. Let's lock that down. So that's tapped. And they get that 2/1, whatever. Okay, got another land. All I need is 1 more land so that I can get out my Fireborn Knight. They're playing 3 colors. This is probably more knights. That's pretty impressive. That's a trebuchet. Okay, it's pretty good. Let's lock down their attacker. And okay, amazing. Now it's when the time that this is the time now that the algorithm is like, you've had enough lands. Well, they're gonna play their hand perfectly because they know the perfect technique right there to tap, untap, and so forth. If I don't get my next land, I'm done. You know, you can't play Magic without lands. That's not a land, so ta-ta. They were developing their board state perfectly, and they had everything that they needed, so whatever, let's go on. Yeah, the algorithm can get extremely weird, and I can't stand, and I'm not going to be a person like, well, I'll pull it off in the end. Like, when they start to steamroll their side, it's like there's no kidding ourselves that things will turn around. So let's go to the next one. Let's battle Eggdale. Let's see what's going on with Eggdale. Fortifying provisions is kind of cool. Alright, so I can start to set up with a provisions. Turn 3. They have a turn 2 play. I guess what I'll do is, this will be slow enough that okay, well, for them, it looked like they missed a land drop, but they were able to get it out of their giant. So I'm going to have to get that dummy just holding on. I guess what I'll do is, they probably have combat tricks anyway, so alright, no attacks. So let's set up a perimeter here, and let's see if this Outlaw's Merriment gives me some cool stuff. They have plenty of mana. Weapons rack, okay, that's cool. Gives something +1. Let's see, what can they do with that? Okay, so I get a free 3/2. Okay, so that's the whole point of this. And then we'll get out a 5/5. Let's see if we can stabilize. What do we have coming up next? Don't need that drawbridge, and a 1/1 that gets bigger and bigger. I guess that's fine. So that's a 3/2. Might as well send that off. Oh yeah, they have their freaking drawbridge. What am I doing? Alright, Alright, so by now they have enough mana for that giant. That's a 6/6. And then my artifact gets destroyed, of course. That's a 4/4. Next I get a 2/1. Alright, so again, I'll just build up my squad for a little while here. Let's look at the art of this. This is pretty cool right here. So the human warrior, he reminds me of Little John from the... oh, look, Wolf's Quarry. All those poor little wolves become food. Anyway, attacking with a 5/5. Okay. No big. Let's take out definitely their amazing creature there, and then I guess I guess I'm fine losing my 1/2. And then I get another creature right there. Okay. I guess I'll hold back because that can become a 3/5. Actually, wait a minute. I should just attack with this amazing attacker, and then I can pump it up. And it's got double strike. Okay, I guess they'll block with a poor little piggy. And then I'll bring out, why doesn't this let me cast it? Choose one, discard a card, draw a card. Why doesn't it let me cast? Oh, because never mind, I'm still in my double strike. Okay, here we go. Alright, so that's a 2/4, and let's just crack this food. So their weapons rack is out of thingies to strengthen. It's just there. I guess it could be animated into something, right? And they're looking at all my creatures. So that's a 1/1 that could be unblockable. Okay, well, this is first strike right here. And this is dead there. And I guess also there, because I'll just create another one. And I get another guy. Okay, acceptable. Target creature gets +2/+0. Let's do something about that. So, let's do it like this. So that's already a 3/4. And let's pump that up. And pump it up some more. Oops, that's 8 damage to you. They never blocked. They have 2 life left. Okay. So they might have had a good idea to block, but nope. Okay, well, That's good. There's another victory right there. Kind of odd that they didn't block, but I guess they didn't think too much of my double striker. And they didn't see all my open mana, and I made it big, and then I did the dwarf to give him even more damage. Another Archon. Okay, again, the algorithm. Not only is the algorithm weird for like the shuffler or whatever, like I got 3 Archons in all of this time. So weird. I'm sure I have the full playset already. Armittle is the opponent, or Armittle. How would you say that? Three mana in total. Sure. Turn 1, Weasel back red cap. Nothing really happening on turn 2. And they have their own discard thing. Okay. Turn 2, dwarf. Okay, cool. Turn 3, provisions. Turn 4, Fireborn Knight. Okay, so here, let's just drop our other colors. Alright, for their third turn, they will do that, which is a 2/3. Fine. I'll do provisions. Fourth turn, I'm there with the Fireborn Knight, although they have black and red, so they could have a Murderous Rider. Oh, they have a Wolverine, okay. Let's see what they do here. Okay, well that was a misplay. What am I doing? Why am I giving pluses to that little creature? That was a complete waste of my turn. What am I doing? Okay, anyway, they have their own. Okay, that's cute. And then a land. And a fruit. And then an attack. Okay, so no attacks. Interesting. Okay. Let's weaken their defenses. We'll do an attack. Eat that food. 23 life. Okay. Next turn, I guess I'll bring out the knight, but I am worried that they have a kill spell for it. They're in black, so I don't doubt they have bacon to a pie. Sir Conrad is pretty good. All right, let's bring out our big knight right here. Let's see if it doesn't get killed. In black and red, I'm sure there's plenty of damage to go around, although this is a 2/4, thanks to the provisions. Tempting Witch, that's fine. Okay. So this can become a 3/5, which will still die by Sir Conrad. Check out these pies. Check out these. Look at these curly bananas. Hilarious. Let's zoom in right there. Let's just build up the squad a little bit more. That's a 5/3, so I'm fine losing this. Actually, I'm not. I just noticed that that stupid little creature can get big. Alright, so they've got a bunch of mana. They've got 6 mana to work with. Okay, 7 mana plus their cottage. They get to return a creature back from the graveyard. And that's the Wicked Guardian. How did that get into the graveyard anyway? Barrow Witches. They have 2 mana left. They can crack that pie. I'm just going to keep waiting right here because I'm sure they're going to send some attackers at me. So they have another one of those little caps. Fine. And they have their Guardian. Fine. It deals damage to something else. That's pretty funny. Wicked Guardian deals damage, and then they draw a card. Alright, let's do the destroy onto their Sir. Alright, then we'll bring in a blocker. And we'll keep pausing here. Looks like they might be building it. Well, they already have 4, 5, 6, 7. They already have 7 mana. There's not too much that can be cast for that. They're just kind of digging in their heels for a little bit. If I can get my freaking fourth... Actually, I'm so far away from my Oakham Ranger, but the Oakham Ranger is amazing because that gives the +1 until end of turn. And then Sir Gwyn comes back. How did they get that back? Come on, how did they get that back? Another Forever Young. Wow. Okay. And, kind of getting tired of this board state, so we'll just bring everything out. Alright, they did their own adamant creature, but they didn't do anything with it. There's my third land, there's my third whatever. Nothing to destroy with True Love's Kiss. Artifact on their side, just on my side, so I can't do that. We'll just keep holding off right here. And with Giant Killer, I'm able to tap their creature anyway. Fine. I put auto pass, but it just doesn't understand what auto pass is, and that was an amazing card that got pulled out of the graveyard. So do I have... where's my damage spell anyway? Of course. Alright, let's see some scry happening right here. 2 lands were coming. Amazing. Okay, here's a big old dragon in the air. Alright, so I'll be able to do the Rimrock Knight next turn in order to send it. Okay, so I'm putting auto pass. So I'll be able to do the Loch Dragon +2 in the air next turn. So I'm sure they've already milled out my spell to... Yep, there it went right there. That was the spell I was going to kill that creature, so I'll probably have to concede this one too. They just have it locked down with their Sir Conrad. Searing Barrage would have killed it, but it's gone. Scorching, yeah. Let's just concede this. This is not going to work out. They have... Wait a minute. They have 6 cards in hand. Oh, I've got 6 cards in my library, and they've got 6 cards in their library. I guess let's just wait and see what happens, maybe? Let's pressure them this way, however. Let's attack in the air. But let's get out this flying fox. Do I want to discard? No, actually, I don't want to draw more cards than my opponent, so let's see if we can get this maybe working. I have 10 life. Okay, so they're down to 5 cards. Okay, they're gonna mill a whole bunch. What is gonna happen here? Is this gonna be a draw because we're both going to tap out, or I'm gonna die first because he's gonna get all my cards first, right? Maybe. Okay, that's their last card. I have one more card to draw. Actually, oh my... This is like... All right, everyone. It's been a long night, and hopefully you had a little bit of fun. Thanks again, Mark, for the drawing. It was really cool, and thanks everyone for coming to hang out. I'm gonna go head off to bed now. Everyone, see you next time.